Hello and welcome to the Heal Report. This just in, Jill Vanderwater is the latest victim of suicide related to trauma after institutionalization. The actual number of victims of institutional abuse who have committed suicide is actually unknown and may be unknowable due to some of the faulty record keeping of some of these institutions. But we can tell you that within the past 3 years, HEAL has received over a dozen reports of post-institutionalization suicide. Our goal is to give our fallen friends a voice and to make sure the harm they endured is stopped and that those who reportedly harmed them are held accountable. And so it is for that reason that we will be putting together a video tribute to Jill Vanderwater, which will be released within the next 2 weeks. In the meantime, if you visit our new webpage, healreport.tv, you can read her email, and I will read a little bit of it from you here. She says that when she was 14 years old, my grandmother convinced my mother to send me to Teen Challenge in North Carolina. These people are a cult. They are no different than David Koresh or Charles Manson. And if you think that's hyperbole, get a load of this. She talks about traveling to various churches all over North Carolina. And as she puts it, I swear I've probably attended every church in that state, no matter how remote it was. At these churches, we were made to give testimonies about how Jesus and Teen Challenge changed our lives. Mrs. Wheeler forced me to get on a stage before anywhere between 30 people to 2,000 people, and she told me to say I was a Satanist, an alcoholic, a drug addict having promiscuous sex and making sacrifices to Satan. But Jesus and Teen Challenge saved my life. Oftentimes I would cry on stage, not because I was moved by the Holy Spirit, but because I knew that it was wrong. And don't tell me how these places have helped so many people get off of drugs. Yes, there were adults there that might have had drug problems there, but they should have been in a detox facility under the care of proper doctors, not brainwashing cult leaders. People could have died. People probably have died. But the minute someone mentions the name Jesus, it is all supposed to be okay, right? What can be done about these abusive programs? A couple years ago, there was a piece of legislation floating around Congress called H.R. 911 that purported to regulate these homes. However, even though it passed the House, it wound up dying in the Senate. And there is another bill that's coming up that Angela Smith, the founder of HEAL, is going to talk about in just a moment. But there's one problem with these bills that are going around, and that is they want to grant exemptions to faith-based homes. And unfortunately, whether it be faith-based or secular, residential institutions have been rampant with dehumanization and abuse. We have found connections between faith-based and secular facilities that include business ties and professional affiliations. For example, WASPs, the Worldwide Association of Specialty Programs and Schools, purchased the Bethel Boys Academy, a faith-based roll-off home. They kept the staff and renamed it while keeping the same staff and practices. The Abundant Life Academy owners also owned a marketing firm that does marketing for the entire industry, including secular programs. Angela Smith has more.
H.R. 1981 right now, that's the bill, that's the current bill. I've been reviewing it. I didn't review the last one that came out, H.R. 1981, and update our recommendations because I've just pretty much given up on that legislation. The reason is because I spoke to Senator Harkin's office, and I had a very long conversation with one of his aides, and they told me that they would never be able to effectively regulate this industry at the federal level. I complained because faith-based exemptions were not addressed in the legislation, and since that's such a big issue, Hobby Lobby, and other things, that so many of these programs would either turn into faith-based programs. We saw that happen with WASPs. They purchased Bethel Boys Academy and renamed it Eagle Point Christian Academy, and then renamed it again to something else. But they kept the same staff, so it was the same roll-off home people, but it was owned by the Worldwide Association of Specialty Programs and Schools. So it seemed to me that the programs were savvy to the fact, even the ones that were not currently operating as faith-based, that if they said they were faith-based, that they would be exempt from regulation. We saw a lot of teen challenges, and they're still expanding Teen Challenge big time, and that's an evangelical treatment program which has no licensed treatment staff, no detox program, and pretty much uses the people to, from my understanding, to freeload off the government while they charge their families thousands of dollars. They're required to also sign up for welfare, SSI, food stamps, whatever they can get, and they have to turn that over to the program. So beyond that, Teen Challenge mostly is fundraising. Your therapy is called work therapy, so you're working for the program and helping them fundraise and helping them telemarket and helping them harass people at grocery stores for, dimes in the can or whatever. And that's how Teen Challenge operates. It's like a bizarro, one of those, I don't know. I don't like Teen Challenge at all, but that's a whole nother situation. I just received word last week that a survivor of Teen Challenge killed themselves. And I haven't been able to really address the family as well as I would like to, because it really breaks my heart when I hear about a survivor or victim of institutional abuse killing themselves. But it happens often, and I wish we could prosecute. I wish we could prosecute them for something.
Yeah, I can hear it now. If these programs are so bad, why are they still open? We're wondering the same thing. We'll see you next time.